Welcome to GoodKnitKisses, and I'm Kristen, and I'm here to talk to you today about loom knitting. Right now I'm showing some of my round looms here, and a bloom loom for flowers, a spool loom here in the back, and some things to make pom-poms, and then a couple of my long looms, the rectangular ones. Here's a very nice long green one here. This one has 46 pegs, 48 pegs if you count the end pegs here. And so I'm going to get started showing you a few stitches today. Right now I'm going to show you how to do a slip knot, but first I'm going to actually insert this thing called a styler, and you can make your own or you can purchase them. So if you're trying to save some money, just cut a pin, the two ends off, and I'm going to kind of start poking it in, and you can take the inside of the pin and sort of help feed that through. And once you kind of get it out the other side, go ahead and pull it. What this is going to do is actually help speed up your work. So just kind of push it down for now, and then we're going to make a slip knot to begin. Put it around your finger, the short ends on this side, pull this back part forward, knot off your finger, and then pull the last part over your finger and pull up, and then you've got a perfect little quickie slip knot. We're going to put this on the first starting peg here, and then push down. And what I want you to do is put this little straggler starter down in here. You can do two things. You can weave it in, which makes the first couple of pegs sort of bulky, or you can leave this out and weave it in later. And there's a little technique that I can teach you at another time, how to finish that off if you don't know how to crochet. So here we go. We're going to start this with the twisted knit stitch, and so we're going to go down and around where it wraps on the inside of the peg, and I'm going to hold this now. I can just kind of start pulling it here, and then we're going to go around down to here and around, down and around, down and around, and so we've kind of got this little twisted stitch going on here. Down and around, down and around, down and around. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do 6 pegs today, and then I'm going to go down around here, and we're going to push all these down, and then now I'm going to start kind of going back up to start getting this first stitch going. Straight up here, and then around so I can twist it. So I'm just trying to get this first peg double twisted around, and then now I'm going back down to my left here and up and over, and then we're going to go to this next peg here. So I'm going to go up and over and twist, and then I'm going to go down to the next peg and over, down to the next peg and over, up and over, down and over and around. And then when I come to this last one, I'm just going to go around to where it goes to the outside, sort of holding it on for me. And then I'm going to hold that, and then we're going to knit off using our knitting tool. Knit off, and the first one, the first side is usually the most difficult, but now once you've done that, you've sort of locked it into position, and you can start kind of knitting off along the way. So we're just going to go up and over. See, these are really close together here. Just kind of make sure that you got it all. Okay, now you come to this side over here, and it's going to be looser and a little easier to do. Okay, so now we've done our first row, and I just kind of pushed it down, and you can see how it kind of twists it up. So that's called casting on. Now, if you want to cast on with this twisted knit stitch, you can also do, keep going, and which we'll do several rows of to see it. Now we're going to go up and over this way so that everything is twisted, see right here, and then go down. And I'm actually dropping this first stitch. This is going to be a slip stitch. I'm going to try and show different stitches for people. So now I've got that locked on, and it can kind of just be loosey-goosey. And now we're going to pull these up and over, up and over, up and over. So now that we've got a couple of rows going, you can kind of see what the beginning of this looks like. So I'm going to go down from where this, you see this working strand, this working yarn is. I'm calling the working yarn the yarn that, if you're new to this, this is the yarn that's coming from your skein that's on the floor or bucket or bowl or wherever you're putting it. Just make sure it's nice and loose and free. So I'm going to go down and around. Do you see that? And then now I'm going to cross over and under and keep doing it the way I did. Now if you notice, I'm going to start going a little faster, and this is how fast you can do it when you have this little styler. And see, now I've completed that. I'll tell you what, I have really enjoyed, loom knitting and watching television. And if I'm not doing something that requires my attention of knit one, purl one, or do something really intricate with my stitches or anything, then what I'll do is, like say a scarf, then I'm going to do the same stitch throughout, and I may just be measuring it in the end and not counting how many rows or whatnot. It's great because I can sit there and be next to my husband or be with whoever and watch a movie, TV show, and I've been known to do it on a car trip or two, but if you get car sick, then don't do that. It's pretty funny. Last time we went on a car trip, I had a friend who wanted me to crochet some flowers for her little girl for some hair stuff that she's going to make and finish. And she gave me a couple of skeins of yarn, and one of them was just completely ridiculous and knotted up. And so I decided to go ahead and just take all the knots out because I'm just ridiculous like that and want to finish a project. And now I'm going to start over again. And just, we're on the bottom here, so we're just going to go the opposite direction, up and over. So you do this sort of counterclockwise fashion and then twist back down, whoops, twist back down and around. This is my first tutorial, and so I'm having a little bit of difficulty here with the camera, but you'll forgive me. Okay, and then now I'm down here. So I started doing this, taking the yarn apart and trying to make some balls of the yarn and get it all entangled. It took me a 4-hour car ride to get this thing out. And when I told her later, I wasn't trying to make her feel bad. She and I can talk, and I was just kind of laughing at myself how determined I was to complete a project. She laughed it off, and she thought that I was just going to look at what she sent me and just laugh and cut it off, because I really didn't need much yarn to do a couple of small flowers. But boy, she got a kick out of the fact that I did the whole thing, and I said, well, I was just determined. I guess it's an OCD thing. I really don't know. I don't normally consider myself that way, but when it comes to a project that I want to finish, I guess that would be where that is. Okay, so if you kind of start noticing the project is growing a little bit, and you'll really notice it when we start putting it down. I've done about 4 rows here, and now we can start kind of seeing it come out the bottom. So I'm going to do a few more rows, do your rows, and then we'll come back. I have made about 8 rows or so now, and so you're really starting to kind of see this come together. This is the twisted knit stitch. I did, like I said, I did 6 pegs, not using this end peg. And this right here, you can tell where the stitches are. There's 2 strands with the 2 colors I'm doing. So that's 1 row. So that is the twisted knit stitch. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kristen, and you guys have a good week.